And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to FPL, don't panic. Just a quick one this morning. I had a whole bunch of the FA Cup matches, just one to go. Sort of helping to drive some of my thinking. Let's put this one out there before we've had the last game and the draw. Just give you some of that thinking, but also, I know some of you are in a similar position to me, having used the wild card. I've got a lot of thinking now going forward, I guess, we have to start thinking about it, how we are going to navigate the double. Bin is going to be a big double in 33, and the blank in 34. Now, for me, it's certainly, what's my first piece of thoughts? To call it advice, certainly taking it as advice myself, is keep the FOMO glove on. Keep the FOMO glove on. It's going to be a big double, clearly the way the FA Cup matches so far have landed. If we so I've got my bus team up there at the moment. So first thing for me, I was thinking of doing the bench boost and taking out Barnes, bringing in Koopy Jr., just getting the bench boost out of the way. Won't be doing that now. Certainly don't think so anyways. I'm going to work these out fully, but that's where things stand at the moment. So this isn't so much about my bus team. I'm not setting it by any manner or means at the moment. There may well be a transfer or two, but not until we've had the draw and we start to get a little bit of an idea, projecting forward, how these games might land. Because I think the big question for me, so I'm going to take the bus team out of there for now. We'll have another look at that when the game week's not even over yet. We've still obviously got the rest of the double to come. Arsenal against Wolves. Oh, hello, Lloydie. You come up, say hello. I don't know if you've met this fella before. This is Lloyd. He's a good boy. You're a very good boy, aren't you? I've just fed you. Off you go now. Trail of thought. Yeah. Bus team, it's bus team, and we've already got so much to think about there. We've still obviously got the Arsenal Wolves match to come. Fingers crossed for us Gabriel triple captainers that it doesn't turn into the disaster that it's looking like at the moment. Because it certainly looks like there could be some tasty doubles, to be honest with you, for those that have held on to it to pick from in game week 33. And we also now have a potential issue with Haaland. Now, is this just Pep playing safe? It's had a bit of a niggle. Yeah, fine. Maybe he could have played in the cup match. I would have fully expected him to be rested for that anyways. But supposing it's like last year when he was gone for a month or two, do we sell Haaland? I don't know. There's always one issue for me to sell Haaland. I certainly don't want Haaland to be injured. But if he is, there's certainly some things that I could do. And it helps resolve the blank that we're going to have to deal with in a few game weeks as well. The small blank, which we should easily, definitely will be able to easily manage through it, just with transfers. But what should those transfers be? I think that's the question. So, for me, and for some of you guys as well, as I say, I think, as far as I can tell, most of us have at least held on to our free hit. Some of us have, as in me, have used our wild card. Some of you have used your bench boost, but I think pretty much all of us have got the free hit, and some will of course have triple captainers. So it's maybe useful for all of you, because I certainly think even the wild carders, if you've still got it, I suppose you'd probably be thinking the optimum strategy. Wildcard 32. Get 15 players doubling, which I think is going to be fully possible now, the way these FA Cup matches have landed. But look at the fixtures there, not fixtures, who's through, and in the last game you'd expect Brentford to go through. So we're looking at about 12 Premier League teams and 4 non-Premier League teams in the draw. When that draw is made, you're going to have, my maths ain't great on this, but my calculations, we could have we should have at least 6, I think, Premier League teams. So on that basis, you're going to be able to get a full 15 out there. And we could have as many as 8 Premier League teams in the last 8. So one way or another, most of us, I would imagine, will get a full 15 out, doubling. Can we achieve that and get a bench boost in place? Easy enough for the wild carders, and that's what I'm thinking about. There's going to be a lot of people with a wild card, so that's what us non-wild carders are going to have to face. And I think it's certainly possible, but it'll be bloody tricky. Yeah, so let's say the couple of little notes here. So yeah, my 2 options anyways is one is try and plan my transfers out to get the full 15 out and have a bench boost in place. Might try for that, but also within doing that, I don't want to be bringing in players just for the sake of it that I'm not going to want going forward, because you end up with a shit team for the rest of the season. It's going to be very, very hard to manage your way out of that. Maybe the optimum strategy for non-bench boosters, sorry, non-wild card owners, such as myself, is to free hit 33 with no bench boost, and then just make sure I've got enough transfers banked up to manage to blank 34. But all those teams that are going to have, you know, a full bench with double game weeks, and some of them will be pretty strong because there's a lot of strong teams left, and you would expect they're going to go through. So you will have, you know, and you look at those potential doubles. You know, as I look at this, some of these potential doubles seem to have a shitty fixture, and I haven't got them all in here, obviously. This is just relating to my team in the spreadsheet, but they seem to have a roughish fixture. If depending on how many of these come off, but a lot of these are going to come off that I think that I've already got in my team. As I look at that draw, look at the teams that are through, and who could be likely to go through, and even if they don't go through, they're playing a team that could also go through. So there's probably a lot of doublers in this already. We've got City would have, Arsenal would have City away, but then Newcastle home. Newcastle at home at the moment, it's pretty good, damn good fixture, isn't it? And both Newcastle and City are still in the FA Cup, so you think almost certainly that one is going to land. Yeah, because I mean you're looking at Newcastle, City, Arsenal. One of them's going to go through. Maybe all 3. Nunes. Now, why? This is the one I'm a bit confused by with City. There's talk that could end up in 33 or 30 or 36. I'm a little confused by that one. I'm sure there's a good reason why it could land in 36. Must be something to do with other competitions, I guess. These things will obviously become clear hopefully after the draw, and just going forward, because obviously after 29, then it will become a lot clearer, because we'll have had the 5th round matches. But you can reasonably expect that Raya, that Arsenal will have a double. So we may want 2 or 3 Arsenal assets if I decide to go with trying to use the transfers to get a full 15 out for 33 and have the free hit for 34 to get a full strong 11 out. Everton, so yeah, I mean it's a decent possibility. I think that City will end up in 33. Tarkowski, Liverpool home, West Ham away, double. So very deep. I mean, I want to get rid of Tarkowski, but there is a pretty better than reasonable chance that there could be a double there. Is it a double at 1? Liverpool home, it's a derby. Anything can happen in a derby. And West Ham not too bad. Hill. Newcastle away, Leeds home. So although Bournemouth are out, 2 teams still there in the cup. Gabriel, you can see where I'm going with this. You know, City away, Newcastle. Yeah, I've got on that. Rice, obviously. Enzo, I'd like to get rid of Enzo or Palmer. Palmer could indeed be a cash cow I need next week. You know, maybe Palmer, saying it, if we get more news on Haaland, maybe it's a Haaland out and Palmer up to Salah. Don't know, but Chelsea, Man United home, United are out. Brighton away, Brighton are out. So the draw on that could be interesting. Palmer and Boma, etc., etc. You can sort of see where I'm going with this. It's sort of looking, trying to project forward. Who's likely to be doubling? I'll have 1, 2, 3. I've currently got 1 transfer. So in the lead up to the total, my total transfers to 33 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 transfers. Can I, within that, take reasonable punts on who's doubling and who I would want to move out? At the moment, I'm not in too bad a position for blank 31, although I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blanking. One of those is Raya, so I do have a player to come in. So I'll be okay. I'd have Verbruggen obviously for that. Not an ideal fixture. I'd really like to have Kelleher, but that's a dream I might have to let hold of and just hope Verbruggen makes loads of saves and that Brighton don't concede too many. That's just the way that one is at the moment. That situation may change. Villa, Forest, yeah, you know, Brobby and Alderete, their fixtures turn nasty after 29. I could look to move them out as we get clarity, because their fixtures are nasty, and I could save a couple of transfers to move them out after 29 into potentially what should hopefully be a decent players that I actually want. The thing I think that I'm trying to work out in this is, at the moment, my team doesn't look too bad for this game week. It looks a little bit ropey in 28. Should I just keep rolling until we get to 29, then make decisions, or am I leaving points behind? You just see in my watch list, I've only got Brentford, Fulham and Liverpool in there at the moment with some of my most desired transfers. Like, I really would like to get a couple of Brentford assets in, as for instance, and that would be, in my mind, probably Rice out for Dango or Enzo out for Dango, and maybe I could move Robbie. In this case, if I'm going down this path, I could move, because I'm letting go of the bench boost, I could move Robbie up to Thiago. I think I just about have enough there. Or if I move Palmer out, then I've got loads of cash. If I look with that Chelsea fixture turn, much to think about. I mean, you can see where I'm kind of going. So, what's the message here for me? Keep the FOMO glove on. The transfer activity and price changes doesn't seem to be too huge at the moment. Wait for this draw tomorrow. That might just start to put a little bit of a picture around it. The teams that I could reasonably target. You know, depending what happens. Right, my most desired transfers, I think, are, say, those Brentford ones. So if Fulham get drawn against at home against one of the non-league teams, then I'd probably I think, you know what, I'll take the punt here. Maybe I'll roll this week, because the team doesn't look too bad, but it'll give me a couple of transfers then and a little bit more information maybe around Haaland. Maybe Haaland's the one to go for Thiago if we suddenly find he's out for weeks and weeks. But yeah, that draw will be key, because if Fulham get drawn at home to whoever we've got, one of the non-league guys, not with the non-Premier League teams, then you know what, I think, you know what, I'll take the punt. I'll use my 2 transfers next week, and I'll bring in Dango and Thiago. And similarly, Liverpool's double, which would be Everton away and Crystal Palace at home. If Liverpool get a nice easy draw, they're not drawn against City or something like that, I think, you know what, I can bring in for game week 29, I could bring in Ekitike or Virgil or Konate, or whatever way I want to go, because I do want to get rid of Tarkowski, and if I find that yeah, I don't know, West Ham are drawn away, something nasty or something like that. You see what I mean? I want to be able to make some transfers now, so I'm not leaving points behind. The risk with that is obviously having to navigate that 33 and 34, and knowing that I do want to get 15 players out in 33, because I'm pretty certain that that is possible, and it would be nice to be able to. I don't want to play too much into the bench boost. I think it's a fool's game, but at the end of the day, people that are wildcarding will have 15 players out and a bench boost if they've still got their bench boost. So can I mitigate against that whilst bringing in players with really good fixtures in the next couple of game weeks, and indeed 29 and after, that will give me the 15 with a bench boost? It's a little bit of a waffle. I think most of that made sense. So this is as much a food for thought video, but I will be back after the FA Cup matches, and of course we've still got this next part of Arsenal's double to come, and we'll start to cement some of this thinking. Take care, have fun, play your own game, don't panic, keep your FOMO gloves on. There's not a lot of transfer activity as I can see at the moment, so there's not too many price changes, because it might be important to get this right. I'll see you lot soon. Bye for now.